गार्डियन थे गले आरंभ करूँ। Good morning. Let's start the discussion. So the first topic that will take about the semiconductor fab. The unfinished agenda, semiconductor fabrication or semiconductor fab represent the ultimate frontier of human tech advancement. About semiconductor, what is semiconductor? Semiconductor are the thumbnail size building block of almost every modern electronic device, from smartphone to connected devices in the Internet of Things. They all are functional through the semiconductors. They help give computational power to devices. The basic component of a semiconductor chip is silver of silicon, which is each with billions of microscopic transistors and projected to specific minerals and gases, forming pattern to control the flow of current while following different computational instructions. Semiconductor nodes and uses. The most advanced semiconductor technology nodes available today are the 3 nanometer and the 5 nanometer ones. Semiconductors having higher nanometer value were applied in automobiles, consumer electronics and so on. Those with lower value are used in devices such as the smartphone and the laptop. Okay. Okay. So, semiconductor industry, the global semiconductor industry is currently valued at 5 to 600 billion dollar and caters to global electronic industry currently valued at about 3 trillion dollar. The chip making industry is a highly concentrated one with the big players in Taiwan, South Korea and the US among others. The three major countries having a command over the semiconductor are Taiwan, South Korea and USA. These three countries has a major share in semiconductor manufacturing or semiconductor fabrication fab. 90% of the 5 nanometer chip are mass produced in Taiwan by the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company (TSMC), which has a major share in global supply of 5 nanometer semiconductor chips. Issue of global chip shortage, US-China tension over Taiwan, and the supply chain blockages owing to Russia-Ukraine conflict have led to major economies to enter the chip making sector with a renewal push. Okay, because of this Russia-Ukraine war and America-China conflict over Taiwan, Taiwan-China conflict and American intervention. So doubt is there over the future of steady supply of semiconductor as per the requirement of different country. So different countries have started their own semiconductor manufacturing units. Okay. The country's India semiconductor sector, the country's electronic and semiconductor products manufacturing sector witnessed a quantum growth in the last almost a decade. Import and manufacturing in 2014, some 92% of the mobile devices sold in the country were imported, while in 2022, some 97% of the mobile devices were manufactured in the country. Am I clear? So in 2014, 92% of the mobile devices sold in India were imported. And while in 2022, 97% are manufactured in India. That means we are producing the mobiles here. In 2014, country's electronic ecosystem that comprise manufacturing, designing, innovation and production pegged at 10 billion, and in 2020 grew to 75 billion and expected to cross 300 billion by 2025-26. That is the rapid growth in this domain. A FDI in the sector, electronic and semiconductor sector, captured 66% of the FDI that come into India in the last 3 years. Sector specific production. The electronic device industry is segmented at mobile phones 24%, consumer electronics 22%, strategic electronic 12%, computer hardware 7%, LED 2%, industrial electronics 34%, comprising auto, medical and other industrial electronic products. That is Indian demand. Technology transitions such as the rollout of 5G network and the IoT, Internet of Things, are driving the accelerated adoption of electronic products. Initiatives such as the Digital India and the Smart City projects have raised the demand for IoT, Internet of Things, in the electronics device market and will undoubtedly usher in a new era for electronic products. Challenges. What are the challenges for semiconductor fabs fabrication units in India? What challenges are there in establishing semiconductor fabrications unit in India? Okay, so semiconductor fabrication represents the ultimate frontier movement tech advancement, but the process of miniaturization is small. This is so small in size, is accompanied by higher complexity and cost. Investment in a semiconductor fab is one of the riskiest. Millions of dollars need to be recovered before the technology become obsolete. Challenges for chip manufacturing. Developing an ecosystem for chip manufacturing is a greenfield location is a major challenge. Hundreds of chemicals and gases are required for chip application. People need to be trained and abundant clean water be made available. But above all, is the art of chip making. Despite the best of equipment, poor quality and low yield can make fabs fail, not become economically viable. Need for an advanced technology is another because technology changing rapidly. There are other issues such as the whether to set up a logic processor, memory or analog fab. Electronic equipment and its functionalities are characterized by their logic chip, which are therefore strategically important and generate the highest profit. The most advanced set of technology is needed to manufacture them. China's monopoly in the sector. Elaborating on the opportunities for India currently is said electronic and semiconductor products. Today was 1.5 trillion industry in China, solely accounting for almost 75% of it and having enjoyed a monopoly in the sector for over 2 decades now. Lesson from China and way ahead. India's strategy has been to set up new logic fab. China, which acquired loss-making fabs and then set up its own logic fab, provides a lesson. Acquiring an existing fab has many advantages. The reasonably priced, have stabilized technology, a supply chain ecosystem, and established product line and market. They will enable India to build the fab ecosystem and train human resources. Much lower subsidies could be required, and the funds saved could be used for advanced research and development in fab technology, which will help build state-of-the-art fab in the next year. Another strategy could be setting off that ATPMs, advanced centers. The TESOL now acquired by Tata set up an ATMP in 2013. The ATMP successfully packaging chip up to 7 nanometer feature size. China has over 100 ATMPs. China started, so this is the only Indian one. China started on the fab journey about 20 years ago. And the Chinese saying was the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. So that is how China has developed this. And although 20 years back China started the journey, yet it is also right now introducing. Fine. Then the next is carbon offsetting. Delta Airlines in 2020 marked itself as the world's first carbon neutral airlines. But recently, California-based Mayana Berin filed a lawsuit against Delta, arguing that the airline assertions were bogus, misleading, and false. What does the lawsuit say? The lawsuit accused Delta of misleading customers with its sustainability pledges. Criticism includes inaccurate accounting of projects where reduction would have occurred regardless of carbon market involvement. Failure to immediately offset emissions, rely on impermanent solutions such as building projects like forest, they may be destroyed by natural hazards. Carbon offsetting, it is a slew of ways companies adapt to reduce or remove the carbon emission from the environment. Activities like planting tree, shifting to cleaner fuel, and funding carbon capture techniques, in theory, balance out a company's carbon emission. For example, company A could offset its unavoidable emission by purchasing carbon credits from company B that is in the business of or uses renewable energy. Company B in exchange would set up a new solar plant or a new wind farm or carry out reforestation initiatives. In this case, B benefit from the clean energy and A from its reduced carbon footprint. Carbon inserting, it focuses on doing more good rather than doing less bad within a value chain. It is the implementation of nature-based solutions such as reforestation, agroforestry, renewable energy, and regenerative agriculture. Greenwashing. Greenwashing is the act of making false or misleading statements about the environmental benefit of a product or practice. It can be a way for companies to continue or expand their polluting as well as related harmful behavior, all while gaming the system or profiting off well-intended substantially minded consumers. The term was coined back in 1986 in an essay by environmentalist and then student Joy Westerveld. Greenwashing. Carbon credit, it is a permit allowing the emission of 1 ton of greenhouse gases for permit as a means of incentivized emission reduction. Carbon offset, these are projects or activities that reduce, avoid, or remove greenhouse gas emission to compensate for emissions occurring elsewhere. Then carbon trading, it involves buying and selling of carbon credits. The limit are set on the total amount of emissions that regulated entity can release. Green concept, these aspects of the carbon credit trading concept are aimed at encouraging emission reduction. Why? Carbon market. It is a mitigation strategy which is becoming popular with several countries to meet their nationally determined contribution fixed at the Paris Climate Agreement. NDC was decided at the Paris Climate Agreement, and the country have to declare how much they are going to reduce their carbon emission. Okay, so it is a mitigation strategy which is becoming popular with several countries to meet their nationally determined contribution decided at the Paris Climate Conference. Article 6 of the Paris Climate Agreement provides for use of internationally carbon market by country to fulfill their indices. That means the country who release more carbon can utilize the international carbon market to compensate the excess emission. Carbon credit. Carbon credit is a kind of traceable permit that, per United Nations standards, equal 1 ton of carbon dioxide removed, reduced or sequestrated from the atmosphere. Carbon allowances or caps. Carbon caps are determined by countries or government according to their emission reduction targets. Criticism against carbon offsetting. It is criticized for appealing to climate consciousness without real effort or impact. Greenpeace described it as paying lip services to climate action. One line of scrutiny is about the efficacy of offset in general. Growing evidence shows reforestation as a climate adaptation program is ineffective and misleading. They failed to sequester the carbon in the first place, or the gain made were quickly reversed or inflated. Okay, carbon offsetting has not been successful. Another concern hints at normal problem of greenwashing, where big polluters continue to use fossil fuel and opt for a cheaper route to cutting emission by offset, all while middle and low income nations struggle with climate realities. Experts also gave it lull people into thinking they were contributing to the environment. In one 2015 working paper found that global CO2 emission would have been 600 million tons lower if country had cut pollution at the source instead of buying offsets. Offset program work only when they remove or reduce carbon emission that could not have been eliminated otherwise. That is called additionalities. Being a conservative rainforest, no one was planning to cut does not amount to offsetting carbon emission. Providing additionality is a structural challenge, for it is hard to track the genuine progress of activities on the ground. Factors such as double counting and additionality have the potential to reverse the impact of carbon market from positive to negative. Example, company A pay company B for the offset project and both entities count the emission reduced in their respective books. This is known as double counting. Similarly, company A pay company C for reforestation initiative that were set to happen anyway. This could be considered additionality. So then merely taking someone's surplus and polluting move. Okay. Initiative taken clean development mechanism. The CDM allows emission reduction project in developing country to each certified emission reduction credits each equivalent to 1 ton of CO2. These CER can be traded and sold and used by industrialized country to meet a part of their emission reduction targets under the Kyoto Protocol. The CDM is the main source of income for the UNFCCC Adaptation Fund, which is financed by a 2% levy on the CER issued by the CDM. Okay, Clean Development Mechanism. Then the CORSIA, Carbon Offsetting and Reduce Scheme for International Aviation, is the first global market-based measure to reduce emission from international aviation, minimizing market distortion while respecting the special circumstances and respective capability of International Civil Aviation Organization member states. ICAO is the International Civil Aviation Organization. Right? India. The Perform Achieve and Trade market-based scheme has already prevented CO2 emission of up to 92 million tons during the first end of second cycle. Indian carbon market with an objective to decarbonize the Indian economy by pricing greenhouse gas through trading of carbon credit certificates and in compliance with Article 6.2 of the Paris Agreement. Carbon credit trading scheme that is expected to be notified in June 2023. Carbon credit certificates under it are expected to be available for trading by 2025. What is needed? an urgent need for company and country alike to identify high integrity projects that adhere to robust climate methodologies. While an import tool, carbon offsetting, cannot be considered a substitute for direct emission reduction, airlines should focus on decarbonizing commercial aviation with the help of sustainable aviation fuel, hydrogen and full electric propulsion techniques rather than making false claims. Okay, next is very important one, the Titan. In context, a tourist submersible Titan went missing with five people on board during a dive to explore the wreck of the Titanic ship. Built by the Ocean Gate, the Titan is designated to take five people to ocean depth up to 1.3 13,123 feet, almost 2.5 mile underway. Setting pilot and four crew, vertical thrust, horizontal thrust, speed not, viewpoint where the viewpoint through which they were able to see then, that titanium cap. Okay, then life support 96 hour, a Q of 5. So inside life support system is available for 96 hours, but it went lift mission. It is 22 feet long. But a submersible are small, limited range watercrafts designed for a set mission that are built with characteristics that allow them to operate in a specific environment. While some submersibles are remotely operated, essentially manually controlled or programmed robots, these usually operate on land. However, submersibles safely retreat. Submersibles always operate in conjunction with a mothership. They typically launch on a raft or platform which is placed onto water and ultimately descend down via four electric thruster which help it to reach speed of 3 knots. When it returns to the surface, it must be loaded back onto the surface platform. Submersible versus submarine. Submersible is smaller than submarine. A submersible has very limited power reserve, so it needs two mothership that can launch it and recover it. In comparison, a submarine has enough power to leave port and come back to the port under own power. It may be a diesel electric submarine or a nuclear power submarine. Submarines can patrol themselves forward through the water using propellers or a jet that shoot out water. This can be powered by diesel engines or even nuclear reactor and do not need a support ship to launch. Unlike submarines, submersibles also have a viewpoint and external camera to view the outside space surrounding the vessel. Titan tourist submersible. The Titan was made of titanium and carbon fiber. It was designed to transport five people to depth of around 4,000 meters in order to reach the Titanic shipwreck. It weighed around 10,342 kilograms and can take a speed of about 3 knots or 5.5 kilometers per hour. But the missing of this Titan has created concern and about the safety of the people because people had paid a huge amount for this mission, right? So, Chashma V nuclear power plant. Recently, China inked an agreement with Pakistan to set up a 1200 megawatt nuclear power plant at Chashma in the Miawali district of Punjab. About the project, under this project, Pakistan is getting an investment of 4.8 billion from China, which sent the message that Pakistan is a place where China companies and investors continue to show their trust and faith. Pakistan's Chashma power plant are considered a key in the production of cheaper nuclear power. The nuclear power plant agreement signing as a token of increasing economic cooperation between Pakistan and China. Okay, so like Russia supporting India for the Kundalkala power plant, China also supported Pakistan in the Chashma power plant. Then the Dakhyata, a new online course, Dakhyata, development of attitude, knowledge, skill for holistic transformation in administration for young professionals is now live on the IGOT Karmajogi platform. About IGOT, Integrated Government Online Training Karmajogi platform. It is a comprehensive portal to guide government officials
in their capacity building journey. The portal combines six fundamental hubs for online learning, competency management, career management, discussions, events, and networking. Retailer for young professionals and consultant engaged in government. Karmajogi Bharat, a government-owned, not-for-profit special purpose vehicle, has been established by the Department of Personnel and Training (DOPT). Its primary responsibility is to own, manage, maintain, and improve the IGOT Karmajogi platform. Then coming to the question, to what extent Dalit movement for of post-independent India has empowered the Dalit? Explain various constitutional, legal, and policy measures taken by the government to empower them. So, Dalit mobilization at all India level started prior to independence with the effort of Ambedkar, Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar, or B.R. Ambedkar. It gained momentum with mobilization effort of post-independent Indian organizations like the Republic Party of India, the Dalit Panther, the Bahujan Samaj Party, etc. Dalit movement of post-independent India has empowered the Dalit Arch. Constitutional protection, Article 17 of the Indian Constitution renounces an act of untouchability. All India Scheduled Caste Federation, the ILP, and similar organizations had played a crucial role to protect Dalit from untouchability. Legal protection, the Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955, the SC/ST Prevention of Atrocity Act 1918, etc. Act were enacted to protect Dalit from social discrimination, to protect their civil rights. To mobilize and strengthen the voice of Dalit, political organizations like the RIP, Dalit Panther, etc. have been successful mobilizing the details, the mobilizing Dalits, and to act it as a pressure group for achieving their interest. The political representation, success of political parties, the Republican Party of India (RPI), Bahujan Samaj Party (BSP) of Mahapati, and many more have given an important position to Dalit in Indian politics. Economic interest, the Agricultural Labour Union, set up by different parties and non-governmental organizations that have taken up agricultural labor issue such as wage demand, demand for employment, guarantees, employment guarantee scheme, right to work, etc. Limitation of Dalit movement, lack of unity among different Dalit organizations. Till present day, Dalit have to suffer from social discrimination like untouchability, honor killing, etc. Despite constitutional and legal protection, Dalit lack policy and civil rights due to casteism. Dalit movement got a little success in economic empowerment of the Dalits. Most of the impact of Dalit movement were confined to the rural areas. However, it is worth noting that the Dalit movement has been instilling the self-confidence in Dalits. Okay. So the movement has enabled Dalit to articulate their interest in more organized and coherent way. Then constitutional mechanism, Article 17 abolishes untouchability. Article 46 requires the state to promote with special care the educational and economic interests of the weaker sections of the people, and in particular of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and protect them from social injustice and all forms of exploitation. Article 335 provides that the claims of the members of the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribe shall be taken into consideration consistent with the maintenance of efficiency of administration in the making of appointment to services and post in connection with the affairs of the union or of a state. Article 15.4 refers to special provisions of their advancement. Article 16.4a speaks of reservation in matters of promotion of any class or classes of post in the services under the state in favor of the SCs and STs which are not adequately represented in the service under the state.
Building వచ్చింది హైయెస్ట్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ అప్పుడు చెక్కరు ఇది సపోజ్ 40 సంవత్సరాలు పెట్టి వచ్చింది
End of the
అప్పుడు ఓల్డెస్ట్ పరిధిలో
Article 338 provides for National Commission for Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe with duty to investigate and monitor all matters related to safeguard provided for them, to inquire into specific complaint and to participate and advise on the
learning process of their socio-economic development, etc. Okay. Then the legal issue, the Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955, in pursuance to Article 17 of the Constitution of India, the Untouchability Offence Act 1955 was enacted. Subsequently, it was amended and renamed in the year 1976 as the Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. Rules under the Act, which the Protection of Child Civil Rights Rules 1977, and notified in 1977, that extends to the whole of India and provides punishment for the practice of untouchability. It is implemented by the respective state government and union territory administration. Assistance provided to states and union territory for implementation of Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955 by the Government of India. Scheduled Caste and Children Right Prevention Across India 1989. Assistance is provided to state union territory for implementation of the Scheduled Caste Scheduled Tribe Prevention Across India 1989. Financial assistance provided to the state union territory for implementation of these acts by way of relief or atrocity victim, incentive for intercaste marriage, awareness generation, setting up of exclusive special courts, etc. The Scheduled Caste and the Scheduled Tribe Prevention of Atrocity Amendment Act 2015. The prohibition of employment as manual scavengers and their rehabilitation Act 2013. The MS Act 2013. Okay. Eradication of dry nettings and manual scavenging and rehabilitation of the manual scavengers in alternative occupation has been an area of high priority for the government, and government has rehabilitated more than 50,000 sanitary workers by providing them 30,000 each as financial assistance and a loan provision. Policy measures pre-matric scholarship. The objective of the pre-matric scheme is to support the parents, the SC children, for educating their words so that the incidence of dropout at the stage is minimized. Then post-matric scholarship for scheduled caste students. The scheme is the single largest intervention of the government of India for educational empowerment of scheduled caste students. This is a centrally sponsored scheme. 100% central assistance is released to the state government and union territory for expenditure incurred by them under the scheme over and above the respective committed liability. National Scheduled Caste Finance and Development Corporation, set up under the Ministry to finance income generating activities of scheduled caste beneficiary living below double the poverty line limits, presently 90,000 per annum for rural area and rupees 1,20,000 per annum for urban area. The National Scheduled Caste Finance Development Corporation achieve the target group by way of refinancing loans, skill training, entrepreneurship development program, and providing marketing support through state channelizing agency, RRB, regional rural banks, public sector banks, and other institutions. Credit Enhancement Guarantee Scheme for Scheduled Caste. The objective of this scheme is to provide credit guarantee facility to young and startup entrepreneurs belonging to scheduled caste who aspire to be part of the new middle class category, with an objective to encourage entrepreneurship in the lower strata of the society, resulting in job creation besides creating confidence in scheduled caste. Conclusion: though various policies and programs are undertaken by the government for the betterment of the Dalit from time to time, yet there are so many instances that provide that these are only halfway successful. Even though the economic, educational, and political condition of those sections have made some equilibrium with the mainstream caste, yet gaining social equilibrium is still too far to achieve. Government policies and programs can do nothing until and unless the people were mentally and socially prepared to accept the Dalits just the way they are. People of other caste must accept them as fellow beings with the same flesh and blood. Then only can we find the human society, peace and harmony to live in, because they are our own people. We should not discriminate them. If this feelings comes in every Indian, so there is no need for any special right. Then coming to the MCQs, okay. Consider the following statement: full form of Dakhyata, development of attitude, knowledge, skill for holistic transformation administration, right? It is for young professionals of Karmatuli platform, right? Aims to equip young professionals and consultant government with the necessary competence to effectively discharge their duty and responsibility. So all the above are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, all are correct. Consider the following statement regarding the Chasma bee plant. It will be set of a jet by China at Chasma in Manali district of Punjab in India. That is wrong. In Punjab, that is in Pakistan. It will be nuclear power plant in Pakistan by China help. Only two is correct. Recently, a tourist submersible Titan went missing. Considering the following statement, Titan was made by the titanium and carbon fiber. That is right. It is designed to transport 5 people to depth of 4,000 meters in order to reach the Titanic shipwreck. Okay, shipwreck. So both 1 and 2 are correct. Champions of the Earth Award, the recognized outstanding environmental leaders from the public and private sector, was established by United Nations Environment Program (UNEP). Consider the following statement: the Khalsa Banduri project was divert water from the Mahadev River. Okay, that's right. Mahadev River originates in the Bhimgad Wildlife Sanctuary. It is also correct. So both 1 and 2 are correct for question number 5. Then consider following statement regarding the alligator garfish found in Kashmir's Dal Lake. So incorrect. IUCN state is least concern. So lives in fresh water. So option 3 is correct. Consider the following statement regarding United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee. The number of refugees globally stood at 35.3 million by the end of 2022. That's right. Most of the refugees come from Afghanistan, Syria, and India. So correct. Recently, Panchayat level medicine scheme was launched to make essential medicines available in remote area. So belong to which state? So it was led by Jharkhand. Consider the following statement. So ISC group is indigenously built simulators. Okay, incorrect. The simulator provides real-time experience on navigation. That's right. It is correct. Recently named by the Defense Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Nirmala Sitharaman is not the Defense Minister, the Finance Minister. So 1 and 3 are incorrect only. 2 is correct. Then recently Odisha demand official status for tribal language. Consider the following statement. Okay, Saura are belong to the particular vulnerable group. That is right. So they are mainly live in Gajapati, Rayagada and Bargarh district of Odisha. That is also right. So the Saura live in are majority in these districts. Fine. So this ends our daily topic. So keep watching every day on the developments to update yourself. Thank you.